What's up, guys? This is Cory.
This is Allen.
And welcome to CNA Films and Animation.
It's Saturday, and I saw it on Netflix. What are we reviewing this week, Cory?
This week we are reviewing Helldriver, a 2010 Japanese horror film from director Yoshihiro Nishimura. And some of his other works include Tokyo Gore Police, Vampire Girl vs. Frankenstein Girl, and Mutant Girl Squad, among a few others. So, if you're familiar with this director, if you're familiar with any of the other films, then you'll know that his style of filmmaking is very over-the-top, very bloody, and very bizarre. It's probably the best word to describe it.
Yes.
And he doesn't disappoint with this film.
Yes, it is full of blood, action, interesting and bizarre visuals with a twist around every corner.
Yes. So, what was the plot for this film?
Pretty much, there's an asteroid that falls to Japan, which releases this toxic ash that whoever inhales it becomes a zombie within an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And they're no ordinary zombies. They have this weird, I think they call it a tumor, that sprouts out of their head.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to kill them is to destroy the tumor. And it follows this girl who has to journey with some of her friends to defeat the queen zombie and save Japan.
And it turns out that the queen zombie is her mother,
Who she has major issues with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her mother and her uncle are very close brother and sister. They're cannibals, and they're
horrible human beings.
Exactly, yeah. And they are due to the asteroid, they are the asteroid hits the mother, which she is the queen after that.
Yes, and everyone else becomes an underling zombie, I guess.
Yeah, more or less to her control. And so it's up to the main girl, the daughter of the queen, to try and stop this horde of zombies.
Yes, she is captured by the government and volunteers to kill the queen.
Mm-hmm.
This was an odd movie. It had some very funny moments. The ideas are unique. They're clever.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen half this stuff in anything before. Some of it is, to me, was too bizarre here and there. Some of it, the bizarreness is what makes it cool and unique. Here and there, it's a great film, and here and there, it's just kind of, what am I watching? What did you think, Cory?
This film is very over the top.
Yes.
It is a splatterfest, is probably a good word to describe it. It's very unique, very original. It's probably the most original zombie film I've ever seen.
It's one of the most original films I've ever seen, just overall.
Mm-hmm.
It pushes so many different ideas, and you're just wondering, what are they going to do next? What's going to top this? And they always find something to top it.
Exactly. I mean, about halfway through the film, I'm like, they just topped themselves on this. I don't want to ruin anything, because if you're going to watch this movie, and
we gotta ruin some stuff. We gotta tell them what is in this movie to make them see it what we're talking about.
Okay.
We have to.
One part of this movie, I was like, okay, there's no way that they can top this. Basically, the uncle, as a zombie, builds himself a zombie car. And this is a car that is made of dead body parts.
Zombie body part. He just starts grabbing a whole bunch and putting them together, and he's like, "Zombie car, bitch!" Woo!
And
it's weird. It's funny. What's great about this film? It knows what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a splatterfest. It's out there, and it knows it, and it runs with it.
Yeah. This is not for the faint of heart. If you are disgusted by, blood and gore and all that, stay far away from this movie.
Bizarre images, gore, blood. The blood doesn't look real, except for maybe 3-4 scenes, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you broke a hose and just added red food coloring to it. It's just spraying everywhere.
Yeah, and it's just, it's very over the top. It's very, very bloody. I mean, there's just no way of getting past that. But
I put it to, I'd always call it anime blood, where they get a paper cut and blood goes 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what happens in this film.
Yeah. And, like I've said, if you don't think you'll like something like that, if you are faint of heart, don't like blood, gore, horror films, dark comedies of any kind, stay far away from this film, because you will not like this film. But if you can look at this with an open mind, if you can get past some of the more grosser moments of the film, you could quite possibly have a fantastic time with this film.
Yes.
I'm not going to say you'll definitely have one, because there's no guarantee.
Yes, if you're expecting to go out there and see Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, something like that, some of the classic, some of the that's considered the best zombie movies, it's not like that, and it's not trying to be that.
Mm-hmm. I'd say this is a little more closer to Peter Jackson's Dead Alive, which Peter Jackson's Dead Alive was a zombie comedy, and that's what this one is. It's a zombie comedy, but I would say that this is even a little more over the top than even Peter Jackson's film. And Peter Jackson's film was very over the top. But yeah, this one was very enjoyable. I liked it way more than I probably should have.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was getting into, and just some of it I'm like, they really just did that? Well, I didn't see that coming. What the hell am I watching? All those emotions, thoughts, it's like, but I enjoyed it at the end. It's bizarre. It's not the best movie ever made, but it's not trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to be a fun movie going time. And that's it.
Yeah.
I
I just have to ask, were you ever bored at any moment in this film?
don't think I was ever bored. We were laughing almost nonstop through this film. It's very good. It's long, but it doesn't feel overly long.
Yeah. It's about an hour and 57-minute movie, including the end credits, which they show footage during the end credits as well. So
yes, and it has the randomest end scene ever. So yeah, if you watch it, stay to the end.
It's funny. I mean, it's
little I guess knowledge about this film. It supposedly was made on a $600,000 budget. From what it is, they got their money's worth out of everything.
Yeah.
And according to IMDb, this film, it's Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
It's Japanese actors, all that. according to IMDb, this film actually premiered in the U.S. at a film festival.
Way before it even reached Japanese theaters.
5 months before
Yeah.
it premiered in Japan. I thought that was interesting. And also a neat thing, odd thing for this film, but it doesn't really hurt it. The prologue, I guess, the beginning thing, what it's supposed to tell the backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Usually in movies, it usually lasts maybe 10 minutes, maybe at the max. 20 if it's a long movie.
Yeah.
This movie's prologue lasts 49 minutes.
Yeah. It literally, you're watching this movie, and then about nearly 50 minutes into this movie, the opening credits start rolling.
Yeah, and it goes, Helldriver. It's like, what?
He thought it was over.
I'm like, the hell? It just goes Helldriver, and it did the whole black funky screen. I'm like, I thought this movie was an hour, and what the hell has happened?
Yeah, it was very bizarre, but it did not hurt the film at all, because the first 50 minutes or so just really build up the story. You actually know what's going on. You start understanding what the characters' drives are to a point. I mean, there's some stuff that you find out later, but you know, it's one of those films that it was very unexpected.
Yes.
I never knew where it was going, and frankly, I don't even know where it went in the end.
Yeah, it was just, well, I was along for that ride. Can I go on again? Whee!
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time with it.
All I can say is chainsaw katana and sword fighting with a truck. Need I say more?
Yep.
To know what I mean, watch the movie. There's no way to explain it.
Mm-hmm. So, out of 10, what would you give this?
Well, I gotta give it 2 ratings.
Okay.
Okay. If you're looking at it, film-wise, for everything, not taking in my enjoyment, how bizarre things are, how just out there they are, I would have to give it like a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
For my enjoyment of it, for what the film is, I'd have to give it an 8 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with it. There are parts people are not going to like. There are parts I didn't like. I'll admit it. But overall, I enjoyed my time really well. I'd say if you are, you have nothing to do and you want to see a zombie movie and you want to see something different, I recommend this movie. How about you, Cory?
Yeah, I really like this movie. Way more than I probably should have. I mean, I just had a hell of a time with it. It's so bizarre, so unique. I will give it 2 ratings as well. From a film standpoint, filmmaking, everything, I would probably have to give it maybe a 5 or a 6. I'm leaning toward a 6 myself. But as for entertainment-wise, how unique it was, story, all of that, easily a 9.6 out of 10.
Wow.
I really had a blast with this film.
Yeah.
I went with it. I was laughing throughout the entire thing. The 2 hours going into it, I was a little nervous about because that's a long time to be sitting through a movie like this. But I was never bored.
Yes, we were hoping it wouldn't be another Exit Humanity lengthwise. Some problems with the film. It had these zombies. At times, they look a little funky. The kind of white-faced deal, kind of like how Exit Humanity had. Other times, like when it shows like up close to their hands or whatnot, the costume looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of backs and forths.
Well, the white face thing actually didn't bother me in this film.
It's
And
not
that's-
as major.
And that's only probably because it's so over the top that, you know,
Yeah,
the problem with Exit Humanity was that it was way too serious.
This
You know,
one is not serious
it
at
was
all.
way more of a drama, and the white face was very distracting from a dramatic standpoint.
Yes.
But because this was a comedy, and this was not taking anything seriously,
Yes.
I can completely look past the white-faced zombie.
Yeah, but in this film, it's not as major as it was.
Yeah.
It's much lighter. Yes, they are white-faced, but they're not. Doesn't look like they just dumped paint all over them.
Yeah, and it wasn't like that with every zombie. I mean, almost every zombie was unique in some way, with the exception of the tumor that was taken out of their forehead.
Which, that was weird. They even have this whole thing about it can be used as a drug.
Yeah.
And apparently it's volatile, which means it can explode randomly and whenever it's touched right. Which makes for great entertainment for all of a sudden their just heads explode. It's like, the hell? Also got to say, raining heads.
Yeah. Yeah, we both really like this movie.
Yes,
It's very entertaining. If you have nothing else to do, I highly recommend that you check it out. So tell me, guys, have you seen Helldriver? If you have, what were your thoughts on it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What did you think of some of the special effects and some of the odd things that happen in the story? Share your thoughts. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yes, and if you find anything else on Netflix you want us to review, or you have anything you're curious about and you want to know something, put in the comments. We'll try to view it.
And if you like this video, be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe.
Be sure to check out our other videos.
And I'm Cory.
I'm Allen.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you later.